Boukman. Now, Boukman is one of the originals, right? So Boukman was actually born in Jamaica.
Okay.
And from Jamaica went to Haiti as a teen, right? And then why is it important that y'all got to know Boukman? So you know how Jamaica have the Maroons, right?
Yes.
So Boukman literally was the freedom fighter, the liberator, right? He created the idea of coupe tête, boule kai, cut their heads off, burn their houses. Literally, he figured out a way, because he was like, if we're gonna get our liberation, we have to come with a form of like liberté ou la mort, like the idea of like freedom or death. You know what I'm saying to you? So he literally was one of the dudes who spawned the start of what became later would be like Toussaint.
Oh, that's dope.
Jean-Jacques.
Yeah.
And what's crazy when I get into the history about it, like from a math standpoint, you think like Haitians were operating with 2,000 soldiers, and the French and the British and Spain, they were coming in with tens of thousands, and you're talking about 2,000. I mean, one of the most modern, like David and Goliath type stories, you know, and the way they strategize and utilize the mountains to be able to lure in the terrain to be able to lure those guys in and knock them out. And then obviously with yellow fever as well, but it was like masterful technique in the way they took them out.
100%, you know, and I think one of the propagandas, again, that a stigma that I always try to kill is when automatically they talk about like Boukman within the Haitian Revolution, they always say, well, if, you know, the Haitians do voodoo, they applied, you know, voodoo, this is how they were able to like kill a lot of the dudes, they, you know, and then they put a stigma on the idea of voodoo, which is voodoo, right?
Yes.
Right? So the idea is this, what's more powerful than 10,000 coming at me and I'm 2,000? How, I'm giving you an example. How would I strategize to win, right? So when people don't understand something, they fear it and they give it names like Serpent in the Rainbow, the Boogeyman,
like the movie.
the zombie is coming, right? But now let's look at it from a science point of view, right? You're dealing with 2,000 people. I'm giving you an example that understands how to operate when it comes to the land, right? They understand herbs, right? They understand if you mix this herb with this herb,
it will do
that. They understand as farmers and as fishermen, right? If you apply this bone, you turn it into powder. This is all science. You know, later it becomes anesthesia and all of that stuff. I'm just breaking the basics of that. I just want to tell you, this is the science of the African people. Like, meaning like they're so smart, right? That they can apply Mother Nature to help them win a war. Wow. So at the end of the day, I always kill that mystique of saying, no, it's the power of faith, and the mystique that you see is all science. Right. So there's not a thing that happens that I can't break it down in the form of science.
Right.
And that's how advanced Toussaint was.
Ahead of time, because now we'll call it nuclear warfare, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they put some gas together and there's nuclear warfare. But then when you take stuff from the land and Mother Nature, as you said, and you use it for warfare, all of a sudden you give it a title like voodoo or something that is, you know, that demeans their ability to be able to create what they're—
black magic.
Yeah. Again, right? So we all know that, you know, there's left, there's right. There's yin, there's yang. There's black, there's white. In the sense of just, there's good, there's evil. So no one is saying that evil doesn't exist, right?
Sure.
You could read any form of book that you want to read. You know, if you read the Quran, you know, you'll see the word jinn used a lot of times, right? Jinn, the demon, right? In the Bible, they apply the word sorcery, right? In different books, so we could keep going. And so you always see the idea of like, you know, black magic does exist, right?
Yeah.
But the idea of to taint a group of people that have won a revolution, right? Yeah. And then the rhetoric that they apply is like, oh, you have won this revolution because of black magic, is appalling to me. You know what I'm saying to you? So give us the credit and be like, yo, these were some real smart people who understood warfare and how to move forward.
Yeah, I'll tell you one credit that needs to happen, and I'll say this too because this is fascinating. I called my kids prior to this interview because it's been a long time since I've been in school. I called a couple of my friends and was like, yo, what do you remember about history in middle school and high school about the Louisiana Purchase? And, and going back and looking at, because Haiti beat France and whooped their butt, like just straight up, and defended and became that first, Black republic, that forced France into selling that whole entire Louisiana Purchase. But the way I was taught in school was, it was because Thomas Jefferson was diplomatic and went over there. And
that Louisiana Purchase, it was so short and bullshit.
I was like, why would they lie to us like that? I'm like, I literally called my daughter before I was going. I was like, hey, Dad, said, did you hear or
they never, about Haiti? It was always obscure.
She just graduated from the 8th grade. So, this is fresh for her, like fresh. She's like, no, I never heard of Haiti.
Yeah.
I was like, crazy. Wow. Like, but that's not part of it. But that was the exact reason why they sold for $15 million. They sold, France sold their territory.
Yeah, we said that's like, in the United States, that's the best real estate deal ever.
Right.
The Louisiana
And it's because of Haiti.
100%. Haiti.
Yeah.
Are you guys still paying back France? I want to know. Is it done? Because you paid for the Eiffel Tower pretty much.
Yeah, and that, again, the last president, I think, that challenged that was, I think, Jean-Bertrand Aristide.
Okay.
Yeah, he was the last one. He did like my man in the Congo. Remember when he was talking about, like, he had everyone there. He was like, yo, man, we're going to need some reparation now. You know what I'm saying to you? And I think the debt is still in, you know what I mean?
Again, going back just historically, 150 million francs, because Haiti beat France, is 150 million gold francs that they say, hey, look, you guys owe us reparations for beating us. And that's equivalent to about $22 billion, which really devastated Haiti. Like, I mean, Haiti is, till this day, has never really been able to recover from this thing that was imposed for winning the war.
Yeah. You know what? And you said something which is interesting. But the question is, even go deeper, why did Haiti even start paying that back?
Yeah,
right?
Why?
Because at the end of the day, if Napoleon decided to come with the whole grid, it was like, do we pay or do we let him come with the entire army? Right? Wow. Think about it, like, at the time. I think like this is a part, I always talk about that in history. I always say, but why though, right?
Yeah.
Why didn't we just, you know what I'm saying? Like go out. But the fathers at the time felt like, yo, keep in mind, Toussaint Louverture went over to France thinking he could negotiate with Napoleon.
Yeah, put him in prison.
Put him in prison and they put him in the dungeon.
Yeah.
And right, because all of this was like, because his idea was like, yo, I could negotiate. You feel me? So again, right, they put him in the dungeon and all the way up to his dying days, he wrote the letters, you know what I'm saying to you? And I always
know about what are the letters?
Well, the thing is, he would write from the dungeon. And one of the greatest things that he's written in that dungeon where people like me just be inspired, like, you know what I'm saying, is I'll take the words, but I'll make them very simple, right? So in simplicity, one of the verses I got from was like, yo, you could do whatever you want to me, but the seeds have basically been planted, right? So like, no matter what you do to me, like a Wyclef is gonna rise.
Yeah.
A Jason Derulo's gonna come. You know what I'm saying too? Like, do whatever you want. There's still gonna be a Kodak Black, do whatever you want. You know what I mean? Haiti will get to where it needs to get to in the future.
New drop, it's in 154 collection, embroidered mask shirt. We got the soccer jerseys in.
Gold.
You can see it. Come on, you know what you gotta do. 154africa.com, go get it. Stop wasting time.
Yeah. Let's go.
154. Come to settle the score, yeah. Wyclef Jean, yeah. Jollof.